Yasas. Oh, Lord. Folks, I can't believe this. Topic was, I've got an olive tree down there, a little grove of olive trees. They're only a couple of years old. One's fallen over because of the high winds, and I said, let's go and film over there and show people how to straighten up a little olive tree. Ah, this is not an olive tree that's fallen over. Ah, isn't that nice? This is only, I came out here earlier. Because I put the garden pegs there into the hammer. Oh, Lord. Here we go. No, just in time. Look at that. Make room. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this. Just rotted out. Snapped it. Water got in. Bugger me. This is the last tree that I wanted to fall down. This is our little forest. Come around. Look at this. Look at this. All right? We're talking about... We're underwater too, folks. Even the grass has died here. We mowed here about a week ago when we had a chance, but now look at it. Look at this. Look. I'm sure many of you got similar problems, but yeah, you want to know why I'm beating it to death with this rain? Yeah, because this is what's happening. This is the destruction from it that's coming from the sky and from wherever else it comes from. Look at this mess. I've got this tree that's taken the brunt of the weather. This is going to be next. I can guarantee you. We're going to have to take some of these branches off and create some airflow before this becomes a windbreaker and we lose this one as well. See how that one is over there? That's how we've got to prune it. Clean this up a little bit, thin it out like that, because this is way too dense. It's going to fall over. It's almost like it's been bored. Well, a borer has gone into it. Look at this. It's rotted out. Cara. You're the only thing that's going to make me happy here now. God. Nothing I can do about that now. Forget about it. It's gone. Done. More firewood for us in winter. Yeah, go lick him. Yeah. Go. All right, let's go to the olive tree. That's enough sooking. This is the olive tree that's been blown over as well, folks. And again, look at the moisture in the ground. So even the fact that it's stopped raining, this water's not going to subside anytime soon. And, it is a bit of a low spot down here, so it should drain away. But the reality is it's getting to the roots of this tree. And if I carefully pull it up, look at that. Look, it's just so wobbly. I'm going to stake this up. I'm going to do it carefully. But we've also got this dead one here. This is a silver birch that died last year. Come here. Can you hear this? Oh, shit. Here we go. I think we better prune this. Now, don't do this at home, folks, because you haven't got the strength that I have. I'll make things look easy. Got rid of these branches here so they don't fall on me. Now, we're going to stake this up, folks. When you're staking plants up, especially now with all this rain that we've had and the grounds are so drenched and waterlogged, no doubt, just as you saw there's a tree that's fallen over. I mean, I'm going to have a few more by the end of this season, the way things are going, unfortunately. But we can't avoid that, and you've got to be careful. Make sure that you monitor your trees, go around and have a look at them. If you need to, just carefully wobble them, wiggle them like that to see if they're loose. Well, this one's dead, that's why it's wiggling so easily. And young ones like this need to be staked up, but there's no point staking it up just on the one side. And the reason I say that is because now, okay, today the wind's blowing in this direction and that's why it's fallen over. But the wind can come from the southwesterly or the northeasterly, in any direction, in other words. So it can blow it over that way. So we need to stake it off on at least two sides of the plant. We're going to try and straighten this up like that now. What I'm using, you can use bamboo sticks, you can use garden stakes, you can use any sort of, structural pole that's going to be able to pull it nice and tight. And I was given this, and this is what I'm going to try today. I was given these here. These are basically tree pegs, I suppose. We'll call them that if we want. They're big steel rods. This one's galvanised, that isn't. I haven't used them before, and they've got this little hook on the end of them there that's been welded on. Now, I'm going to use this to tie it down, and the guys who made these said are perfect for this sort of thing. So I'm going to actually push it in. Look how soft it is for starters. Look at that, how quickly it went in. Now, it's on an angle. I've put it on an angle purposely. Because if I put it straight, for example, like this over here, see that? And that's, imagine that's a garden stake, right? Or it's sitting up taller. If it's straight, look what happens. When you pull it tight against the tree, it'll lean straight into it. See that? You don't want that to happen. I'm going to put it on an angle again, like that, and further it. Oh! Look, it may go because it's super, super soft, but I'm going to drive it straight down into the ground, almost bury this part in there as well. So for now, let's start with this. I'm using the soft tie to tie the tree up. Now for a young tree, a small tree like that, the soft tie is adequate, but you need to do a couple of loops around it. I'm going to just start off with one tie to stabilize it. Actually, let me get it up on a branch. Look at this. Like that, because I don't want to wobble it around too much. The more you handle it, the worse it gets for the roots. So let's just get it into position for starters, like that, and tie this off. This ain't going to be enough, the one tie. I'm going to have to loop it around a couple of times. There we are, like that. What was that? Oh, I thought this tree was cracking. That's just Vader doing his thing. All right, let's just stabilize it like this for now. Needs a bit more. But then we're going to wrap it around a couple of times. Now, to avoid, you can use soft tie if you like this stuff here. You can use stocking, you can use hessian as well. But whatever you do, make sure it's nice and strong, and if you need to double it up or triple it up so it doesn't break, by all means do that. Don't skim out on the material to save it, and at the end of the day you end up doing more damage to the tree. So I'm going to end up having 3 on this side. See, there's 1 there, another 2 here. Now the first one's tied, but it's going to end up getting loosened. I've got extra here, it doesn't matter. But before we do that, I might go around one more time on the top. See, I've got it around the branch there. Now that's a little branch there. That's okay. It shouldn't cause too much damage on that at all, if any. Now this is a small tree, and you can see how easily I've straightened it up. For larger trees, if they're not as easy to realign or make vertical again, take your time to straighten them up. Sometimes you might have to start with small increments. So you've brought it up a little bit, tie it up. If you find that you're making too much effort or putting too much effort and strength into it, and it feels like the tree's been stressed to try and get it straight into one go, don't do it all in the one day. Do it in increments, slowly. So do it one day, like, you know, halfway, and then go back a week later and straighten up the rest of it. But it's not just on the one side, remember that. I said that already, and I'll explain why in a second. Because, well, I did already explain that. I said to you that if the wind comes from the other direction, and you're pulling it in this direction, it's spring-loaded, ready to fall over again, so it'll end up falling over this direction. So we tie it like that. Is that straight? Good. All right, just a little shoelace knot on this one. We'll loosen up. Oh, that's okay. So that's that side there. Now, again, like I said, it could blow over this way. I'm just putting a little bit more pressure on it. I can easily blow it over this way or push it over this way. So we're going to put a peg on the other side. Ideally, I've only got 2 of these at the moment as a trial. They're pretty heavy too. So this is the non-galvanized, and I reckon it's okay. Probably cheaper. Don't know what they're worth yet. If you're interested in these, let me know. Just send us a message and we'll chase up the details about it. But ideally, you'd want to do a triangular formation. One over here and one over here as well, so that you've got to stabilize. But 2 is sufficient. 2 is sufficient. If you don't want to go with 3, minimum 2, not 1. Never 1. Even like standard roses, when you tape them up to the stake there, that 1 is, it's okay, but most times you find that tape actually breaks off as well. But when you've got stakes away from your plants, you need to have 2. You can't have 1, that's for sure. So we're going to go on the opposite line. Just line it up properly. It's about the same distance, I think. Get the angle. Let's see how soft this is. Seriously, look how soft this is. With my thumb, you're kidding me. Now it's hit some hard soil. That's good. All right. And this is the other side now. Double string or double soft tie for that extra strength. Now when you pull it back, just as soon as you see it pulling back the other way, look at that now. See what's happening? See wobbling that way? See that wobble? So that's not 100% stable. So I need to put a third one on this one, but I haven't got a third stake at the moment, so I'm going to leave it with 2 for now. And when I get the third one, I'm going to come back and put it in place. Now, 2 is better than 1, as I said to you already. Push that into the ground, bury it properly like a typical 10 peg. This one as well. Done. Now that's going to keep it stable, better than what it was. And when I come back with another one, we're going to do a triangular formation, folks. With this weather, your veggie garden, hopefully it's doing well, but look out for your fruit trees, especially, you know, like this, young ones, but especially the big ones. When they fall over like that, what a nightmare that is, huh? Well, watch this space. We're going to have to come back and chop that all up into firewood so that doesn't go to waste, but it's unfortunate we lost a beautiful tree there. So check out your garden. Make sure your grounds, if they're really wet, that you haven't got loose trees or trees that are about to fall over. And for whatever you've got to do, make sure you stabilise them, whether you need to use these pegs, and if you're interested in these sort of pegs that I've just used here, let me know, send me a message, or otherwise get yourself some nice large star pickets, metal frame ones. The timber ones will rot out. Like, timber is timber. Sitting in water, it's going to absorb the moisture and start to swell out, and before you realise it, the base of that's inserted in the ground, no matter how far deep you go, it's always just below the surface where it rots out the quickest. That's what's happened to that trunk there. So you've got to make sure that you're using metal pegs like these ones, or tall ones, and tied in 3 directions. 2 is the minimum, 3 is ideal, and that way you stabilise your trees and the roots are able to grow bigger and stronger. And with all the rain that we've had, most trees are going to need, and most plants are going to need, a top up of fertiliser, because it's just washing through. So get ready to top dress your garden beds with compost, any sort of animal manure if you like. Make sure it's aged. We've got plenty of that stuff on our website. Do something in your garden if it's starting to show signs of wear and tear, discolouring and yellowing. Last one, come over here quickly. See these citrus trees? This is all the new growth on it. It's getting weather beaten by the hot and cold rain, wind and all that stuff. So this is our lemon tree. Lots of flowers on it because I put some black grit on it, but these are going to need a top dress as well with some superfood. I did actually feed our roses as well, and I'll show you those. These are all doing wonderfully well. For those who think I only talk about vegetables, these are my iceberg standards. They got a top dress of superfood about 3 months ago, or 2 months ago, actually 3 months ago. These are doing really well. The flowers are still coming on despite the amount of rain we've had on them, and we're only getting a small amount of black spot. So I haven't sprayed these. Now black spot will come because of the excessive moisture in the ground, and the spores will start to spread. The plant's showing signs of, you know, holding water there and not enough nutrients. So top dressing, because I'll get a prune and a feed at the same time. Use our superfood with a black grit combined and you won't go wrong with that, folks. You'll get plenty of flowers and healthy plants as well. And the same with your trees. Feed them and enjoy them growing. Check out our website, vasilisgarden.com. Our spring run out sale is going to fast run out, folks. Plenty of discounts there for you to enjoy. Our seeds have been heavily discounted. We're clearing the warehouse, as everything else that we have online. Our garden essentials, all discounted up to 75% off. From me, Vasili Maresi.